Charlotte and Sydney's dance should never be compared to the one you've all been waiting for. Music and setting are not comparable. This is an alternate man and a more developed, changed lady from her encounters. However, in some ways, it resembles their realizing romantic feelings for one another. Colborne says that he hopes she returns because the choreographed dance is beautiful and that she has brought them all back to life. Colborne is in awe of her when he isn't talking to her. Charlotte looks at him with a hint of hesitation about whether she should respond in kind. At the finish of the dance, she pardons herself and walks out on him, having that natural bewildered look all over, addressing why she has feelings for him. Colonel Lennox, dissatisfied with the situation, has been on the sidelines the entire time. Now that it's time for him to act, he closes in to get what he wants, like a leopard stalking its prey. Before this scene, Charlotte and Allison have a brief conversation on the balcony, and Charlotte tells Allison, "I don't understand. I never felt more alive than when I was dancing right now." Again, single vision Allison interrupts her, thinking she's talking about Lennox, only for the Colonel to arrive right on time. He's on the balcony to propose to Charlotte, so he's there. Ladies, take a moment to discuss motives. Do you think Lennox truly adores Charlotte? He might admire her, but I don't think he loves her. Since meeting Colborne, his motives have been clouded. Charlotte is currently a tool that he can use to defeat his rival. He will have defeated Colborne and won the battle if Charlotte accepts, causing the man he despises further pain. You can toss it over the balcony railing and kick it out the door, no matter what romantic gesture this man is supposed to make. Poor Charlotte is confronted with yet another shocking display of Lennox's power when she refuses. Charlotte ran down the staircase and ran into Alexander Colborne as he forced himself upon her in an unwelcome advance. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the touching scene that Arthur and Tom have outside, but right now I'm more interested in what you want to know, the truth about Colborne, who is mysterious and secretive. Charlotte requests reality from him, and he returns her and Augusta to the bequest briefly alone. He painfully tells the story as they sit on the sofa together, overcome by his guilt and shame. He and Lucy had hitched youthful, and when he acquired the bequest upon his dad's passing, he returned to the country. However, his wife favored London society and remained behind, delaying her return. She had an affair with Lennox during their separation and gave birth to Leonora. Poor Leo is listening in at the door and learning the truth about Charlotte's conception as he tells her the story. He is tormented by his guilt over the words he said to his wife and how he reacted to her unfaithfulness without showing her sympathy or compassion. His wife became a ghost of her former self, and on purpose, she erroneously left on a rainy night, resulting in her tragic death. Colborne attributes her actions to himself. In order for him to move on, Charlotte urges him to forgive himself. It's a heartfelt moment that sets up their first kiss. Now we can talk about that kiss for hours, make slow-motion GIFs of it to keep enjoying, analyze where his hand was, how Charlotte kissed his lower lip, how he draws her into his body, and everything else until you're overheated and useless the rest of the day. Yes, Colborne wants to love and be loved. Like drinking water that gives life, he takes Charlotte into his arms and feels the warmth of a woman's lips again. When Charlotte reciprocates his affection, the 9-year drought halts for a brief moment. However, beneath the surface, there is still self-pity for his actions in the past. He believes that his unforgivable actions include failing as a husband and feeling responsible for his wife's death. Leonora, a child from a different man who is a constant reminder of his failures and makes it difficult for him to love her as he should, adds to his misery. Because the scene abruptly ends while their lips are locked, I have no idea how long they kissed on the sofa. These kinds of scenes leave you wondering what happened next and who said what. However, there is nothing else in the 52-second episode. Now that you know reality behind the matter, I'm expecting there are thousands out there that might have speculated this curve by the matching blue eyes that Leo and Lennox share. However, I don't think any of us could have predicted the extent of Colborne's shame and guilt for his actions or the heartbreaks that he still suffers from. The intensity of that despair is made clear in heartbreaking episode 6, which leads to the shocking conclusion.